Hello, I'm Zash, and welcome to episode 89 of my Steins Let's Read. We are searching out the person responsible for the plague that shut us down for a couple weeks. We have analyzed it, and we think we know where it came from. And with this information, we may find the villain responsible, so you can enjoy this episode without worry. I haven't seen Mayuri all day, and we've got spam. Morning, Ocarin. I'm heading off now. Got lots of spam.
5:36. Joined up with Mayuri. We're heading out to Ariake. Kinda excited, oh. Not for all those people! I had no idea it would be this crowded. Saved me.
And that's the, kneeling
emoticon.
Which, once you're shown it makes a lot of sense.
It does. OTL in capitals is used too. But every time I see it, I read it oars in my head. Like all pathetic oars.
I do parse it like that too. I want to be with her, of course. But that's not possible. Moeka hasn't replied, which means I have to find her myself. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about her. My only clue is Arc Rewrite, the company Moeka supposedly worked at. Yeah, and she could have been lying about that too. I find it after a quick search online. Sure enough, their business is producing articles for PC magazines. Luckily, their office is in Akiba. I try calling first, but it goes to voicemail. I guess they're still closed for the Oban holiday. Or maybe it's just a bad time. Looks like I've got no choice but to visit them in person. Maybe Moeka's the one who's supposed to answer the phone? It's the second day of Kamima, and Akiba is deserted. Most of the otaku are lined up at Big Sight right now. I've experienced the craze of Kamima several times firsthand. It's literal war. It scares me whenever Mayuri goes alone. I can't help but imagine her trampled by hordes of crazed otaku. But in reality, Mayuri's surprisingly quick and tough. I've seen her weave through crowds like you wouldn't believe. Like a ninja! Krisu is the one more likely to get trampled. I can't help but feel sorry for her. Maybe it was wrong to ask her to go. I find the Arc Rewrite office in a fancy-looking building on the outskirts of Akiba. I take the elevator up, but there's nobody there. I lean against the wall and wait. It's a PC news thing. They're probably all covering Kamima right now.
Yeah.
After about 30 minutes, a man dressed in a shirt and tie appears. I explain that I'm a relative of Kiryu Moeka and ask her for her contact info. He gives an unexpected answer. We don't have an employee by that name. You don't? Damn, I've been tricked. I should have known better. Moeka's working for CERN. Of course her place of employment is fake. Is this the end of the line? Just as I'm about to turn around and leave, the man pounds his hand as if he remembered something. Wait a second. There was a girl who worked here just 2 days before disappearing. I think her name might have been Kiryu. We might still have her resume. I frantically bow my head and ask him to look for it. He's reluctant, but acquiesces. The address listed on the resume leads me to a beat-up old apartment. Not the sort of place you would expect a single young woman to live. I feel a strange unease as I approach the apartment. For some reason, there's a police car parked in front of the complex. Uh-oh. A uniformed officer is standing out front.
Oh, God.
And one room on the second floor, room 202, Moeka's, has a blue sheet covering the door. Not good. What's going on here? I walk up to the police officer. Excuse me, did the person who lives here move? Huh? No. Then... Are you related? I knew her. You haven't heard? The police officer looks uncomfortable. The bad feeling in my gut is getting worse. What happened? Ugh.
Oh,
Suicide.
that's unfortunate.
What? Suicide? But why? When? Yesterday. No way. They took her to Chiyoda 3rd Central Hospital. Doesn't look like she had any relatives. We don't know who to notify. Will you go see the body? Ellipses.
They do have to identify her.
Yeah. I bow my thanks and leave. She's dead? Moeka's dead? What's going on? It doesn't make sense. Suicide? Moeka, who killed Mayuri in cold blood, committed suicide? Or is this part of the conspiracy? Could her own men had killed her and made it look like a suicide? Today's the 16th. On Worldline Alpha 1, Moeka raided the lab on the 13th. 3 days have passed since then. Each time I changed world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back 1 day. So does Moeka's raid. It hasn't happened yet on this world line, and I don't think it will, at least not with Moeka leading it. So why did she die? I don't get it. This is the first time this has happened. How should I deal with this? What should I do? I squat on the ground and cradle my head in confusion. If Moeka is dead, maybe Mayuri doesn't have to die. No, I don't think convergence is that kind. Fate demands Mayuri's death. I would be okay with Moeka dying and Mayuri living.
Yeah, I kind of would too. I mean, that's tacky, but...
I feel a bit of an asshole, but Mayuri lives, everything's cool.
Yeah, but considering we've been sacrificing at least a small happiness of all our friends for this girl, I really don't care about the life of a stranger.
Yeah.
Particularly the life of someone who shot her in the head.
But looking at how things are going, somehow canceling Moeka's D-mail might actually save her life too. Like,
yeah.
If she does get depressed and kill herself, maybe she won't if she doesn't change phones. I don't know how, but...
I don't know. There's something going on. And like I said, we haven't really determined yet if she's all mentally there concerning her actions and CERN.
Yeah. And to put it oddly, how could it make her any worse? She's dead now, so...
Yeah. True. Well, there are things worse than death.
Yeah, true.
And if CERN did this to her, I don't really want to consider why or what they do if she was left alive. I don't know.
Yeah. Whenever I try to stop it, something interferes. True, I'm the one who meddled with the timeline. But haven't I paid the price already? How did all this happen? A few weeks ago, I was just a college student with a severe case of chunibyo. Save for Mayuri's grandmother, I had never experienced the death of anyone close to me. Death had no place in my life. But how many times have I faced death on these past 3 days? More, when you count the loops I've made. My heart can't take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can go on. One more. Just one more D-mail to cancel. If I can just get my hands on Moeka's phone. Time leap.
Come on, you're so close.
Moeka died yesterday, around noon. I can go back to before that happened. The reason she died isn't important. Whether Mayuri's murderer kills herself is of no concern to me. I just need to cancel that D-mail. Upon returning to the lab, I casually look up at the second floor window, and what I see shocks me to my core. Electrical discharge? Someone is using the time leap machine? Who? Miyuri and Daru should be at Kamima. Not even Kurisu should be here. I asked her to escort Miyuri yesterday. Besides, she's against changing the past. So who? The building shakes. The vibration reaches the street. I can't let this happen. The timeline mustn't be tampered with again. I need to stop it now! I race up the stairs to the lab. Ellipses. By the time I get there, the shaking has stopped. I quietly peek into the development room. Nobody's there. The door was unlocked. Anyone could have walked right in, and we don't know what actually happens to whoever time leaps. Because after Lukako time leapt, we teleported, so we don't know what happened to her body.
Yeah.
And reading Steiner didn't trigger either.
But it does end up changing some things.
Reading Steiner didn't go off, so it didn't change anything.
Yeah, usually it would. And it does change stuff. Like, he'd still remember that it happened, but it's entirely possible that he wouldn't have been there at that time if they changed anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, if they changed so much that he wasn't there, he would have teleported.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's entirely possible that should have happened.
Yeah, and his reading Steiner didn't go off.
Or at least that he would have been disrupted somewhat, if just with the headache, yeah.
How could we be so careless? The time leap machine is still faintly warm. So someone did use it. Who? Did they time leap? This is the first time someone else has used the time leap machine. Just to make sure, I checked the X68000. As expected, the history's been erased. The same thing happens when we send a D-mail. There's nothing I can do about this. It worries me, but I have to focus on Moeka. Well, there was also when Daru sent the D-mail back with the cheating for the Rynet battle.
Yeah.
It did change the past, but not enough to trigger reading Steiner.
Did it? I don't remember.
Yeah, he still lost and nothing changed.
Yeah, it did.
I set up the time leap machine.
But he wasn't disrupted either.
That's what I mean.
But this person was disrupted, so something changed.
The maximum leap time is 48 hours. To leap more than that, you need to leap 48 hours and then leap again. The 42-inch CRT is on downstairs. That's plain as day, since the discharge phenomenon just occurred. I put on the headgear. Preparations complete.
Now, does him time leaping erase their time leaping?
Should I really leap now? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I should. Just a little more, and I can save Miyuri once and for all. I know what will happen if I don't leap now. Miyuri will die, and I will taste that pain and despair once again. And then I will leave. It's the same either way. I close my phone. There's no need to rush. Calm down. You have a time machine, and therefore all the time in the world. I can endure the pain, if need be. I should exploit my one advantage, the time leap machine, to the fullest extent possible. And that means knowing exactly when Mayuri will die. The pattern suggests that Mayuri's death should happen around 7 or 8 tonight. But things are a little different this time. Moeka killed herself before Mayuri was scheduled to die. How much influence will that have on convergence? There's a chance Mayuri won't die.
Or did she?
We might already have won. In that case, I shouldn't waste my effort time leaping. I have no obligation to save Moeka. I'll wait until Kurisu contacts me. It's 12:30 now. There's still about 7 hours left.
See, that bothers me now
Yeah.
because we never actually saw a body. So now I'm having all kinds of weird thoughts.
Yeah.
Is she really dead? Who was there in there, really?
I hear nothing but the slow, steady tick of the clock. The sound is echoing inside my head. Even if I plug my ears, it doesn't stop. I spent several hours searching for the IBM 5100, but as expected, I found nothing. I still can't imagine how Moeka's D-mail affected the computer's whereabouts. What does her phone model have to do with anything? Does keeping the same phone somehow tell her that there's an IBM 5100 at Yanyabashi Shrine? That doesn't make sense. Even the butterfly effect must have limits. But, on the other hand, truth is often stranger than fiction. Sometimes the simplest things have consequences that no one could ever imagine. So I can't rule out it entirely either.
True.
In other words, I have nothing. I twist my lips into a sneer of self-mockery. It's 7:46 p.m., the moment of truth. If Mayuri is indeed fated to die today, I should be hearing from Kurisu soon. I hope nothing happens. All that I ask is to hear Mayuri's voice, to know, once and for all, that she is safe. Telephone from the assistant. Hello?
Okabe, she's... why? I don't...
Kurisu is sobbing. So I know. Even without asking. She saw Mayuri die.
She just... I saw it happen. She's dead. Mayuri's dead. This can't be. She suddenly collapsed. Why? It doesn't make sense. She's not breathing. She won't answer at all. Please, Mayuri. Okabe, what do I do? Help, please. Mayuri's dead.
I'm sorry for making you go through this. Don't worry, you won't remember. With that, I hang up the phone. Maybe it's because I didn't see it happen, or maybe my heart has simply grown numb. But this time, I don't feel much pain. I hate myself for it. I pound my fist against the table. As expected, the deadline is around 8 p.m. on the 16th. Unless I change the world line before the time limit, Mayuri will die. I put on the headgear and activate the time leap machine. I must obtain Moeka's phone, no matter what it takes. I make several consecutive leaps to travel back to the 11th. When I arrive, it's just past 8 p.m. I'm heading out. I leave the lab without waiting for the others to respond. I head to Moeka's ratty apartment. There's no sign of the police this time. Moeka's suicide won't happen for another 4 days. I run up the iron stairs and stand in front of the door to Unit 202. The lights aren't on inside. I start getting anxious. Maybe she's not here. There's no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. No reply. I try again with the same result. Damn. Might as well try the doorknob. It's unlocked. I take a deep breath. This could be a trap. Remember, we're not dealing with an ordinary person. Moeka is a rounder, an agent of CERN, not an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. If I die here, what will happen to Mayuri? Will Kurisu or Daru use the time leap machine to save her? I need to be careful. But at the same time, I can't save Mayuri by doing nothing. So, I steel myself, open the door, and peek inside.